Okay, so we're on two-step inequalities. They work the same as equations. So first thing we do is draw the river. We want to undo addition or subtraction first. So we're going to undo that minus 7. And now we're adding 7 to both sides. So we're left with 4x is greater than 24 because we're adding 7. Then this is 4 times x technically. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. So then we're left with x is greater than 6. So now that we know x is greater than 6, then I graph it. So 6, 5, 4, 6. So hopefully you're graphing it now. I know it's an open circle, and it's going to the right. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, draw the river. Just looking at number 2. Draw the river. There's no operation in front of that 4, so I know it's a plus 4 over here. So I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm subtracting 4 on both sides. That leaves me negative 30. It's greater than or equal to, I'm bringing this subtraction sign down. I can't lose that. Negative 5x. This is negative 5 times x. So I do the opposite, and I divide both sides by negative 5. Okay. And get x is greater than or equal to 6. Is that right? No, right? Because I divided by a negative. So when I divide by a negative, I have to flip my inequality sign. So my inequality sign should be facing the other direction now. So it should be facing the x. Okay. Now, can I graph like this? No, right? My variable has to come first, so I flip everything around. And I get x is greater than or equal to 6. Yes, I know it happened to start back up at the original sign, but that's just a coincidence. Okay. So then we now have to graph it. So work on graphing it. Placing these numbers in here is getting kind of annoying. I know, I'm sorry. So it's a closed circle because it's equal. My arrow tells me it goes to the right. All right, I want you to pause and try 3 and 4. So I want you to pause and try 3 and 4. Okay, so looking at example 3, you had to subtract 21 on both sides. Then you had 3/10 x is less than negative 21. Divide both sides by 3/10. I would have just thrown that in the calculator. And you get x is less than 70. Negative 70. Sorry, that should be a negative, but I drew over that. So it's a negative 70. Then you know that it should be an open circle. Going to the left. Your number line can look different than mine. That's okay, as long as it's over 70. 4. That's a plus 13, so we do the opposite, and we subtract 13 on both sides. So we're not left with negative 3/4 x is greater than 0. So then we have to divide both sides by a negative. So we divided both sides by a negative. So that tells me I flipped my sign, so you had to flip. Okay? So then x is now less than 0. Okay? So that's an open circle over 0 going to the left. All right. Do examples 5 and 6. I'm not going to show all the work. I'm just going to write the answer and the arrows. Okay. All right. So I need to see work for these. Okay, so you need to show me work when I come around and check. But you should get x is greater than 5, and then x is less than or equal to 0. Okay.